How to learn Python programming language in an easy way. Introduction. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel where we make learning programming language a breeze. In today's video, we will be diving into the world of Python programming. Python is known for its simplicity and readability, making it an excellent language for beginners. By the end of this video, you will have a solid foundation in Python and be well on your way to becoming a proficient Python programmer. So let's get started. Section 1. Introduction to Python. Before we begin, let's talk about what Python is and why it's such a popular programming language. Python is a high-level interpreted language that emphasizes code readability. It has a clean and straightforward syntax, making it easier for beginners to grasp. Python is versatile and widely used in various fields such as web development, data analysis, machine learning, and more. Section 2. Setting up the Python environment. To start learning Python, you need to set up your development environment. The first step is to download and install Python. You can visit python.org and choose the latest version suitable for your operating system. Once installed, you will have the access to the Python interpreter and the Python shell, where you can write and execute your Python code. Section 3. Basic Python concepts. So now that you have a Python installed, let's dive into some basic concepts. In Python, everything is an object and we can perform actions on those objects using functions and methods. Variables are used to store data and Python is dynamically typed, means you don't need to declare the variable's type explicitly. For example, let's write a Python program that calculates the area of rectangle. We will ask the user to input the length and width and then we will compute the area. So here is the code. Let's quickly break it down. We use the input functions to get the length and width from the user. The float function is used to convert the input into a floating point number. We multiply the length and width to calculate the area and store the result in the area variable. Finally, we use the print function to display the calculated area to the user. Now, you can run this code in your Python environment and experiment with different values for the length and width. Understanding how to use the variables and perform calculation is a fundamental to programming in Python. Try it yourself. I encourage you to try running this code on your own and see the results. This hands-on experience will help solidify your understanding of basic Python concepts. Section 4. Control flow and loops. Control flow and loops allow you to make a decision and repeat actions based on specific condition. In Python, we use if-else statements for decision making and loops like for and while for repetition. We will explore conditional statements and loops in detail, providing examples to reinforce your understanding. Here is an example that demonstrates the use of if-else statement. In this code, we ask the user to input a number, then we use the modules operator to check if the number is divisible by 2 or not. If the remainder is 0, we print that the number is even, otherwise we print the number is odd. By using control flow statement like if else, you can add a logic and decision making capabilities to your Python programs. Section 5. Functions and modules. Functions are a vital part of any programming language and Python is no exceptions. We will discuss how to define and use functions along with their parameters and return values. We will also cover the concepts of modules, which are files containing reusable Python code. Modules allows you to organize your code and make it more maintainable. Here is an example of defining a function and using it to your code. So in this code, we define a function called a greet that takes a name parameters. Inside the functions, we print a greeting message using the provided name. Finally, we call the greet functions and pass in the argument alias. By using functions and modules, you can create a reusable code blocks and make your programs more organized and efficient. Section 6. File handling. Working with files is a common task in programming. In Python provides convenient ways to handle file operations. We will also explore how to open, read, write and close files in Python. We will also touch on file modes and error handling to ensure your programs handle file related operation gracefully. So here is an example of reading and writing to a file in Python. In this code, we first open a file called example.txt. In write the text hello world to it. Then we reopen the file in read mode and read its content into the content variable. Finally, we print the content of the files. By understanding the file handling in Python, you can manipulate and interact with external files, opening up a whole new world of possibilities for your programs. Section 7, Advanced Topics. Once you have mastered the basics, there are various advanced topics you can explore in Python, such as object-oriented programming, exception handling, regular expressions, and database connectivity. We will provide an overview of these topics and give you some resources to delve deeper if you are interested. Conclusions. Congratulations, you have made it to the end of your beginning guide to learning program. By following the concepts and examples we have covered in these videos, you now have a solid foundations in Python programming. Remember, practice is a key to mastering any programming language, so keep coding and experimenting with Python projects. Before we wrap up, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest tutorials. Happy coding!